Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Monday, October 13th, and today we will cover the trades for YieldMax funds. Which ones? A few? All of them? I don't know. Again, keep in mind I am in the process of adjusting my YieldMax coverage, and I'm not going too far into the weeds only because I know they are doing a change to their website. I believe it's this week. I'll have to find out actually. But I believe on the Wolf Spaces last week, they did say they'll have a new website up sometime this week. So again, all of my formatting of the spreadsheet is formula based, and yeah, it's so if I set everything up, it's just not going to work at some point. So I'm not going to go too crazy with the new coverage, but obviously I got to have something. So by the way, if someone can confirm audio, please do, whether you're on YouTube or X, because we are live streaming on both. Again, this kind of wasn't planned, but I didn't have a video for the morning anyway, since I'm doing a Spaces on the way to work. Which, by the way, if you're awake at 6:30 a.m. and you're on X, feel free to join. We're going to talk about what the community thinks about changing payments from monthly to weekly, and if they're happy about it, if they don't care, whatever. Anyway, how's the Bitcoin doing? Good. It's really good compared to, let's look at the 7-day, right? So over the weekend, it was, after Friday, obviously horrible. And then it flew up. We're in the 115 range. So today, what was the low today? It was like 113 at like 7:30 a.m. And then it was what? 114 at 10:55 a.m. But now we're at 115. So all good, brah. All right. YouTube is here. You 5x. I don't know what the heck they're talking about. Anyway, so here's my new spreadsheet. All right, let me zoom in. I'll do 200 in case anyone's blind. But so what I'm going to do now, like this is not website related, but it is kind of with the distro because I need to pull the distribution automatically. But for now, we could still use it. So what I'm going to go through is the price changes on the few that I did add, which are the big ones. Thank you for confirming audio, by the way. So MSTR did go up today. Wait, yeah, it's going to show 1011, by the way, because that's how Google Sheets works. When it has the weekend, see how Monday's blank, it'll show the change. So if you're confused on the date. But MSTR went up 3.5%. MSTY actually went up more. So again, we knew their covered calls were way out of the money, and this, this is a good day. When the underlying goes up 3.5% and MSTY still beats it, that's pretty impressive. Nvidia went up 2.82%, and VIDI captured 2.6%. So that's pretty good. Let me see right here. Coin, that's it. Coin went down 0.01%. That's weird. It's almost flat. And then CONY went down 0.14%, which is unusual. All right, whatever. Tesla had a good day. They went up 5.42%. TSLY captured 4.96%. So that's really good. Palantir, they went up 1.01%. PLTY, holy moly. PLTY went up 1.33. Look at that. You like to see that. PLTY and MSTY whooping ass over here. Over here now. All right, SMCY, how you doing? Well, they went up 3.58%. Holy crap, the SMCY suckers at it again. They went up 3.83%. So that you can't complain there. All right, how'd Amazon do? Amazon went up 1.71% today, and AMZ captured almost all of it, 1.7%. So far, so good, brah. So far, so good. If you hear stomping or screaming or just pure chaos, don't mind it. It's the it's the boys. All right, the boys are wild, running wild, brother. Even though I told them I'm going live, it's like, yeah. Anyway, Robinhood went up 1.24%. Oh my goodness, HOOY went up 1.38%. Fantastic. All right, I'd added AMD. I'm gonna add a few more while we're live. By the way, AMD went up 0.71%. Damn. Now I feel like I'm like doing something wrong here. This is doing what? Let me see. Close. Yeah, close. Wow. All right. Cletus. But yeah, it's beating it. So what I've been doing is I'm listing the next fund by size, assets under management. So AMD was next. So now I'm going to add GDXY. Where the heck is it? Daily compare. So GDXY goes here. What's their underlying? GDX? No, GLD. Is GLD there? If I have their holdings here, I could tell. What's their actually I should know this, right? Zomo. Yeah, this is not GDX. Okay. Thank you, Christoph. Never Rod would never ban you. All right, so let's get back to it. By the way, this is just a chill video. All right, we're working our way back to normalcy here. So also we have to know who had a distro last week, although it doesn't matter. We're just tracking today's movement. So GDX, they went up 4.74%, and GDXY captured 3.35%. So yeah, not the stats we were getting out of the others, but hey, whatever. Up next is Phoebe, so we can add that one too if you guys want. So obviously Phoebe is Meta. It's easy enough, right? And then Phoebe, the ticker. Surprised they didn't make it Medi or something, right? Probably should have by now. All right, so for Meta, they went up 1.4. Damn, Meta's $715. Wow. They went up 1.47%. Phoebe went up 1.41%. So yeah, not bad, not bad. And maybe we'll just add one more. GUI is bigger fun than Netflix. That's surprising, actually. All right, so we'll add GUI. GOOG is it GOOG or GOOGL as their underline. All right, so let's see. Google went up 3.01% and GUI went up 2.95%. So yeah, not bad, not bad. All right, so obviously you can kind of see I have to add. Heck, I only have room for one more. I might as well do one more, and I think the next one is Netflix, so why not? So we'll do it right now, and we'll just track the movement. But eventually, I have all of them. I don't know if I'll go through all of them, but you know, it's no longer specific. Obviously, we'll just do the popular ones for the most part, but we will cover like if one of these funds has such a big movement, like if Netflix goes up 10%, right? You're going to want to know, like, all right, what happened? What happened with Netflix? So now, you know, these are things we can start to cover, and you know, not just like cover the big five or whatever the heck it was. Anyway, Netflix, they went down 0.09%, and Netflix went up 0.24%. So not bad, not bad. All right, so what I'm doing now is obviously same thing. I'm pulling the trades, obviously. So we can look at those, but let me make it a little smaller if I can. Execution price. Expiration date. There we go. Let's see if we could shrink this into the fit it all on the page. Nope. Nope. Working our way here. All right, let's try this again. Stock price. Yeah, we got to wrap the text. Hold on. All right, so we'll do that, and we'll shrink it. I don't know why it's going so slow on me. All right, that's good. It fits everything. So yeah, this is a fresh plate because if you think about it, we just started weeklies for everybody starting this week, right? So whatever they make for this week, right, that's what they're taking into consideration what they're paying out on the following week. Obviously, everyone's going to get paid this, everyone's weekly starting this week, but it's kind of off cycle. So you saw like certain groups have more weeks than others. Obviously, I already covered that. I'm not going to go through that again. You can see my X post about it, or you can watch my YouTube about it from Sunday. But yeah, it'll be essentially a true up this week for the funds that require it. And then next week, it'll be based on just the 1 week. All right. So that's why I'm kind of starting fresh on the 1013 download. So I'm going to track it like a few different ways. So here, let me freeze the panes. We'll do freeze 2 rows. So here I'm going to show you all of the funds, how much they made, and how much the income that they made per share. So far, again, obviously there's only been 1 day. Chippy made a penny per share. Disso, Fiat, GUI lost money per share. Again, this is just realized income. Marrow, holy crap, they made some serious money, 10.3 million per share. So yeah, like that's an example where, okay, maybe we want more detail. So now if we want more detail on Marrow, we can either go to realized detail and we go to Marrow, and then we can see here, okay, what did they do? Well, they sold a call, right? So they did a sell call, buy to close put, obviously, the 1017 expiration, which again may have been their synthetic, but even if we had to, we could still go to the trade detail and say, okay, what the heck really happened? And yeah, that's what it was. It was their synthetic position, and their synthetic actually expired this Friday, and they made a pretty penny, 19 mil on the call. So if we go back here, you can see on the realized detail, that's kind of what happened. And of course, they did a buy call here. You see that. That's the new piece of the synthetic. And then a sell put right there. So yeah, so that's the breakdown under the realized. And you'll see they did make so far already $1.69 per share. Although I think, some people have already told me that YieldMax wanted to make sure people knew that they're not going to pay whatever they make on the synthetic necessarily on the weeklies, which, it kind of makes sense because you can't just pay out like this whole, whatever they made on the synthetic for that 1 week, that since they have to make a payment every week, they probably just want to make sure it's appropriately spread out, right? Because a lot of investors that invest in these funds, they would rather, I'm sure, consistency of payment versus a scattered, payment. Do you want that one big payment and then all your other payments are less and all up, down, all around? Or would you rather just consistent payments, right? So maybe they're going for consistent payments. I don't know. MSFO, they had a good day. They made 39 cents per share. QDTY, man, they took a hit. They ate it. They ate 366 per share, at least from what I'm calculating. Again, sometimes I'm pulling the outstanding shares from the holdings, which is right here, just so you guys know. And sometimes it doesn't work. So if I go to, again, the realized, sometimes like SOXY, this just means the outstanding, the holdings is not coming up. Same thing with Biggie. Although is Biggie, yeah, Biggie should be on the download too. But again, this is just a different way of looking at it. I don't know. You guys have to give me feedback and let me know. This is, kind of how you want to see it. And again, this is going to show you the breakdown of essentially everything, right? So you could see expiration date, the strategy we call it here, right? Call or put, the ETF. So we can probably freeze it up to column D as well. Up to column D, yep. And then shrink that. And then again, we could start tracking everything, right? Everything. And we could see where the big jumps are, right? Who made a crap load of money today? Something like that. And again, yeah, outstanding shares, assets under management. We're going to track that. My friend Alien helped me out with the, oh, damn, he's already plugging in some numbers here for me. Wonder if he's listening. But yeah, so this is like a double. See the website. See how the shares are not. This is from the holdings and this is from the website. So the timing is always kind of off sometimes, which makes it tough. And then, of course, again, the distributions I'm downloading, but you got to keep in mind the website's going to change. So all of this data is kind of going to get redone, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. What else? Yeah, I'm not really, the holdings were not updated. The last time I checked, you could see it, this still shows 1013. So I can't even use the old, because I'm still using the old fashioned holdings view. Maybe I'll give you guys an update tomorrow via screen print, if I can. Probably not, actually. I'm not going to promise that because I probably won't do it. But anyway, so since it's not updated, there's nothing to really cover, right? Obviously, maybe on the other sheet, I should add the implied volatility and make that a stat to see which fund has the highest implied volatility. Obviously, I think that's a very important statistics. But the problem is the IV poll, it's a very demanding poll. So Google Sheets kind of slows down. So it's going to slow me down, which is fine. It is what it is. Look at this new member, Yield and Grace. Thank you very much, Rachel. Huge fan of your channel. Guys, go give her a sub and say "Waza" in the comments. All right, that way that way and she knows. Waza. But no, for real, thank you very much. I appreciate that. But yeah, like I said, men at work, hence the thumbnail, work in progress. All right. It's going to take some time. I promise you it's going to be a lot better. All right. We're just not going through the nitty gritty of details. So yeah, this MSTY file. Yeah, I know. I miss it too, right? You're going to miss this view. I know. You're beautiful. It's true. All right. But yeah, we got to say bye-bye. I believe actually MSTR did buy Bitcoin today, but I also kind of stopped doing that as well. But we'll figure out. I may add that to the new coverage. But again, that's all I got on the yield as far as the YieldMax side. I know it's not everything, but we don't have the holdings, so we're kind of cut off. But I just wanted to get something out there to show you kind of what I'm trying to do with the new coverage. But let's wait till they launch the new website till we get too deep in the woods here. But hopefully they update it soon. If you guys have information on that, by the way, let me know. I haven't asked them. But let me go through my options, then we'll go through some comments, and then we'll call it a good night. All right, so MSTY, they were they down today? They were at $13, right? I don't remember. Yeah, obviously, yeah. So I sold my last call. Yeah, they went back up. Yeah, so they were up, but I sold a call at 1303 and I sold it at 13. Again, my thing with MSTY is I don't want it in my options account anymore. This is my options account. I'm moving MSTY out, and I'm moving it out via selling calls, meaning I'm going to get paid on the way out. And on my dividend car account, what I'm doing is I'm selling puts. So I'm going to get the shares back via selling puts. All right. Sound good? Great. But anyway, yeah, I sold my last call on MSTY, and that sucker is going to pay me $30. All right. All right. So I'm all done. All right. That's it. So if MSTY on 1024 is worth $16, all 600 shares are bye-bye. If not, it depends, right? I have strikes all over the place, so we'll have to keep an eye. But again, I'm shifting MSTY to the dividend car account because I want, MSTY is not really a good options play at all to sell puts on, to sell calls on, and it's kind of slowing me down. So I'm going to say bye-bye. All right, anyway, TSLL, super green day today. I think Tesla was up 5%. I believe TSLL was up 10. So I didn't do anything, actually. I do have 2 puts expiring on Friday. They're 24 and 29% out of the money. They cost about like 3 or 5 cents to close, which is $3, $5. I'm like, you know what? Screw you. I ain't paying you that. I'd rather let it expire. If it was a penny, I would have paid it. Just to get rid of it, because again, anything can happen with Tesla. We all know that. But yeah, no trades yet for this week for TSLL. Obviously, if I had shares that I could sell covered calls on, I would have. But all my 500 shares already have covered calls. TNA, man, I can't even tell you how lucky my ass is. I don't know if you saw the video. Actually, let me hide this. I don't know why these are like this. Okay, so you may recall TNA. It was I had a covered call I was letting expire on Friday, $42. The market close price was over $42. The after hours price was under $42. So the contract expired worthless. And then today, TNA went up 5-6% or whatever. So it was at 44.72. I'm like, you know what? Might as well hold on to this sucker. I sold a call for $50 freaking dollars, 11% out of the money, delta 0.33, premium per share $1.50. So I got paid $150 for me willing to sell my shares at $50, and that's a 38% annualized yield. Again, TNA still one of my favorite. TNA and TSLL, my 2 favorite. They're just so liquid. Like their options chain is amazing. But anyway, I made $150 with them. So this wheel goes on. I thought this wheel was going to be over and I was going to be starting my new one. In fact, I was ready to make a video about my whole entire TNA wheel, but it's going to have to wait. Open, I didn't do anything. I do have 2 puts expiring this week. Open had a bad day, actually. The whole market did good, but Open kind of did crap, which sucks. But hey, it is what it is. I don't even want to talk this thing, man. I got my ass kicked. Remember, I did a degenerate play? Yep. This was a very degenerate play. But basically, I'm getting my ass handed to me on this. They're at 108. This is good though, because you can see what happens when you get underwater, right? So I have a put expiring this Friday, 250. That thing's going to be assigned. I could try to roll it if it'll even let me, but if not, whatever. I'm getting the shares. And then this one for Halloween, 7 contracts, $3. I doubt I could roll this, but I'll try. But either way, it looks like I'm going to be assigned 800 shares of ass. With an ass cost basis. Meanwhile, this thing is at $1.08. So obviously, the risk versus reward, the risk was not worth the reward right here. This was a dumb play, but lesson learned, right? Sometimes I need I need the smack in the face, like that. Sometimes you need it because you get a little greedy. You think no. It's like, bro, stay in your own lane, bro. That was the dumbest move ever. But yeah, so let's let this play out and we'll follow it. But hey, I should have followed the advice of the ticker, ass. It's in the ticker. It told me, ass. And that's what I got. Okay, anyway, enough about that. BMNU, how you doing? Well, they were up today. However, they took a big hit from Friday. So I still, again, this thing is so volatile. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to sell another put. So I sold another put. They're still only on monthly though. It's a brand new ETF. So they don't have weekly options yet. So I chose the 1121, same as the last one. This time I went at a $17 strike price, 39% out of the money. You figure that would be safe. But again, these double leverage ones, good luck. And the delta was 0.14, but I got $140 for this. 77% annualized yield. So again, 140 bucks, I'll take it. So I think going forward, my plan, at least for now, TSLL, TNA, and BMNU are really going to be my focus. Even open, I'm probably going to stop because, as many of you know, that's going to be on the Roddy fund, and I want to keep it kind of separate. I don't want to have so many damn positions in open. I'd rather just keep it with my poor man's covered call situation over there and not my will strategy, if that makes sense. Leaps, nothing going on here. I could have cashed out my TSLL put on Friday. I did not. Wondering if I'm going to regret that, but we'll see. But yeah, open calls, they're not doing good, so nothing there. Open positions, nothing to cover there. I didn't go through the balance yet, but weekly income, so far I'm at $320. My goal is $541. Obviously, the last 2 weeks alone, I've made a lot of money, $2,368. However, some of that came from AST, which, as you know, it's going to be underwater. So there's going to be a capital hit there, which, again, it is what it is. But we'll play it out. We're not going to rush out. We're not going to rush to take the loss. We're going to play it out, because we're diamond hands, sucker. We're diamond hands or fools. It depends on how you word it. All right, anyway, so that's the coverage on YieldMax. That's the coverage on options. Again, I wasn't planning on going live tonight, but I could do a little Q&A if you guys have any questions. Maybe I'll throw some beats on. Let's see what we got here. I'm gonna feed in the ducks. Oh yeah. All right. So go to comments. Where are we at? Everyone's calling themselves degenerates. YG. Are we calling her YG now? YG? You buying some Murney soon? Oh yeah. What is it, $1? Yeah. Nah, actually, man, I'm going to save that for you, SB. I know how much you love Murney. Assets over liabilities. Okay. Anyway. Very active chat. I like it. We have 871 people between YouTube and X. Again, this is why it's good to go live at night on occasion, even though the preparation was a little different. Again, there's some changes going on here. Yeah, YG. Is it YG or YNG? Yeah, YG is better. Or YG. What's up, YG? All right. I tried to roll my ST puts out to January. No takers. Oh, man, we're going to be stuck with these shares. Bunch of bag holders. Do we sell puts and lower our cost basis? That's the question. My immediate reaction would be hell to the no, but I've been known to do crazier things. I don't even have a car. I use Uber. Awesome. Hey, why not? Cars are expensive, insurance expensive, and driving's annoying half the time. People can't drive. Collars, yep. Thoughts on Misty? Was late to the live. What about Misty? I mean, yeah, they had trades today. Again, we're covering things different here now. We're changing things up in her. So you can see, they did some closures here. Buy to close. They closed some of the put. Yeah, no put. All right. So, yeah, so they're closing out some calls and they're opening new ones, obviously, for next week. But it looks like overall they made, where is it? Oh no, they got rid of one of the gold diggers. See the put? So if I highlight they had a realized loss of 1.4, which should show here actually. Much easier to look at. There you go, 1.4. But again, we're not going through the nitty gritty of the trade detail anymore. How much do you think TSLY will pay weekly? Fine. I'll do it. I'll pull it up. All right, TSLY. It's at the top. All right, so based on the IV, 10 cents. All right. They're what? Group A. This next one, though, it's based on 2 payments. I give them 27, kind of generous, but yeah, based on the IV, it's looking like to be around 10 cents. So like ULTY level, if that makes sense. You will leave that wheel soon. What, ST? What do you mean, take the loss? Maybe. Officially nickname. YG. Yo, sub YG. Following yielding grace after you gave her a shout out. Yeah, you better. You better. She's on the team now. Let's see. Vladi says, which high yield ETF are you impressed with right now? Well, PLTY and HOOY, of course, right? I mean, are you talking about all of the funds, right? All of them. I don't follow all of them, you know, like Max does and whatnot, but I am impressed with the 0 DTEs. I have to say, those, especially the YieldMax ones like SLTY, I was looking at some numbers and they're doing pretty good. They are doing pretty good, and I do like them because I can't do the 0 DTEs. I don't have the capital, number one. I don't have the time. So I did always like them. So they're, you know, they always have a place in my heart, but there's a lot of funds that I have not necessarily looked into. I do like WPay. I know, again, it's the leverage round hill, but now that it's a basket, and you know, I'm freaking bullish on the market like you guys, right? So now I'm bullish on a basket, and now I have leveraged on it, and then I can get paid for it. I just didn't want to do it on the individual stock basis. Thank you. Thank you, Gary. Wherever you are. What percentage of Marrow gains go towards the distribution? Well, I mean, that's up to them, bruh. We don't know. We don't know. But let's not get fancy here. From now on, the weekly payment is the IV times the price of this ETF divided by 52. If it has a really, really good week, then of course, yeah, they could pay more, right? So we're not going to overcomplicate things. Obviously, I'm going to track how much they make over the, you know, how much they move up in price, things like that. I'm going to track the realized income, but I don't think it's going to be like how the 4-week was, where you'll get the bulky payments as frequent. But I don't know. Time will tell. That's just my thought. Can you just ask that question? Or am I going backwards here? 10 cents. I like LFGY. Yeah, so no one can roll the ST. All right. It's all right. Hey, Ambassador. 9 cents. 9 cents for what? TSLY? There you go. You got Sunita on your side, YG. She's a tough gal. She got your back. You're good. Just don't tell her who he's going to pay a low payment. Then she might come after you. We got Bills, Falcons, and Bears Commanders. Well, don't really care, but I just need my I have a pretty good lead in my fantasy team, but I got a couple people going tonight, so I should be okay. I'm hoping all of the estimates for this week are close because bank bro. Well, since you're a girl, you got to say bank bitches. I believe that's the term, right? No, it's all good. Yes. Hopefully we'll all make bank bro. Again, I think, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see like these announcements. The email is going to be gigantic. Like, we got a WPay fan here. Bank bra. Is it, what's better, bank bra, bank bro, or bank bitches? Hello, Wolfpack Nation. Good to be live, but with live, it's hard to pay attention to your video when I'm watching the live. Yeah, me too sometimes. But what I do now is I kind of wait to the end and go through the chat, or else my video gets all screwed up. Curious to see if YieldMax distributions. Yes, I absolutely think YieldMax distributions will be more consistent. Same thing with YMAG, by the way. I must be the most degenerate person here, as I only have YieldMax shares, nothing else. Hey, they have a lot of variation though. So, you know, if it was just that, you know, TSLY and OWRK was out there, then, you know, okay, that'd be different. But they have a lot of options. They have safe options, safer options. Exactly. Maybe a little sprinkle. Maybe get a little sprinkle here and there. Oh yeah, beaches. I forgot. I'm supposed to say beaches. I put though. I clicked the button not safe for kids. So please get Scotty Too Hotty for an interview. I'd love to hear his thoughts on the weekly switch. I'll see. Again, if I do it, I want to do like a Christmas week one. See if I can get him in a Santa hat. I think that would be funny. Quan is here. You don't see Quan? He's right there. Bank bra for girls, bank bro for boys. All right, I guess that's more polite. So we'll do it that way. Because technically, right, if you watch Seinfeld, it's the bro, right? Girls wear bras. The men, they wear the bro. Seinfeld fans, right? No channels talk about feet because who likes smelly ass feet? I talked about it. It's right here. Boom. 79 cents, son. 79 cents. Right? 63% yield. What else you want to know? I mean, what's there to talk about? This, you know, whoop-de-doo, right? That's the funds they own. There you go. Done. I mean, it's pretty easy. It's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Still waiting on Rod's fabulous moolah. Oh, fabulous moolah impression. There. I mean, actually, I did say I'll do an impression if someone became a member or gave a super chat. So if YG wants to name a wrestler, I can do the impression, but she has to name it. But Fabulous Moolah does not have a known. I don't even know what to do for Fabulous Moolah. Scotty Too Hotty jumped on a space and said the weekly was not going to change. Well, yeah, we know that. Mic drop. But you sure you want to go with Hulk Hogan? I do Hulk Hogan all the time. Well, let me tell you something, brother. When you're living in Hollywood and you're watching YG on YouTube, she's going to have the most subscribers, brother. She's taking over their high yield space. I kind of mix Hulk Hogan and Macho Man on accident half the time. China. I'm gonna get you guys. I can't. Her voice was a little manly though. What is the percent yield for MSTY? Okay, let's go. Where the heck are we? What, my guesstimate, I assume? Where is MSTY? What the heck is MSTY? There we go. 72%. 72% on the guesstimate. Actually, I could do, well, you know something, YG, instead of Mean Gene. It kind of works out, right? But yeah, definitely can't do it China. Well, listen, the requests can only come from new members or super chats. That's the thing now. Sorry. Or it's like random. All right, what else? Are we done? Santino Marella. He's still going. He's in TNA actually. I do like him though. But anyway, I'll be here all night if I keep going. Holy crap, we have 1,124 people on between YouTube and X, which is pretty pretty damn good. But as always, guys, well, let me check a few more comments. With YieldMax going weekly, all the ETFs, we are not going to be seeing those $300, $400 payments anymore. Well, it depends what you own and how much you own of it, right? Santino, yeah, he's the man. I love his song. Oh, and he's got the not the mandible claw, but the I can't think of it. Just in, what is your estimated weekly payout for MSTY? Oh, you want moving forward? Okay, I'll give you moving forward. 17 cents. 70 likes on YouTube. All right, let's get a hundo. Let's go. Hundo before we click off. Go. 30 people. Go. Click, 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 click. So now we get the gold digger 4 times as much. Oh, yeah. She take my money. That's all you get for now. But yeah, the gold digger song, it may, I don't know. Well, again, I have to wait. We didn't get the chance to go through the holdings, but the gold digger will live on. You need to do one live video in the evening. Yes. No, I will. Absolutely, I will. I've been trying to. I don't know if you noticed that, but especially on work nights, like tomorrow's an office day, and I don't want to get up at 3 in the morning to, you know, to make a video and upload it before I get to leave for work. That's what I was doing before on office days. I would always just get up at like 3:30 to give myself some time to record the hour-long video, to upload it. I'm not doing that anymore. I just can't do it. So that's why I'm just doing the random at night. Me changing things up like this just gives me a little more flexibility too, now that I'm not covering it every day. YG going to take my, is the YG the gold digger? YG. You're right. She got more bank than me. TNA, what's your prediction? 20 cents for who? MSTY? Yeah, there's a declaration tomorrow, guys. Just so you know, guys and gals. It's this group 1. Group 1, remember? Group 1 declaration is Tuesday. YieldMax, the other suckers, they're declaring tomorrow morning, while we're live, probably during the spaces. So what ETFs were Capity Duda? I don't know. We don't have the holdings info, so unfortunately. All right, what do we got? The man's ear. That's right. Man's ear or the bro. How can I forget the man's ear? Welcome, Lawn. I'm like, who the hell's Lawn? Lawn and Yards. All right. You mow my lawn? I'm done. Like, I literally used all of the gas. I'm like, I tried to make it. If I have to mow one more time, I'm going to cry. Give love to your commute rant videos, please. Yeah, I know. I've been doing spaces though, but you like the pre-record rants on the video? Does anyone else like that here? MSTY should be about 60 cents for a 3-week period. What did I give him? I don't remember. I gotta go up soon. 56, close enough. TNA Dynamite. All right, noise. All right, at least Grumpy's back here, so that's good. Even though he's grumpy. Love your rants, especially when you curse at the. Yeah, well, I try not to. I really do. But you know, some days. This will be the first MSTY payment that pays under $1. Yep, but it doesn't count because it's 3 weeks. So. All right, I think we're done. So let's start to close it out here. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and this video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, oh well, right? Oh well, maybe next time. Am I going live tomorrow? Let's think. Maybe. We'll just go with a maybe for now. No set plans. Again, bear with me on the YieldMax format. Tomorrow will probably be, if I do, right, we'll check out the announcement we'll see what group 1 paid, and then we can talk about that, and then some other things, whatever you guys want. It doesn't matter. It's more of a chill type of coverage, especially at night. But yeah, we have a lot of people here. 1188, 1188 between YouTube and X, which is pretty awesome. And that reminds me, if you guys enjoy this content, if you're watching on X, you can hit the heart, and you can also repost the stream, whether it's now or later. That way people find out about the video. Or if you're on YouTube, you can hit repost or hit the like button. Thumbs up. Just hit it once. You hit it twice, that's no good. You can hit it 3 times though, and that'll work. Any odd number works. All right. Damn, it's over. It was very entertaining. All right, that's good. So that's the point, right? That's the point of this video. Again, this is a show about nothing, but it's supposed to be entertaining. All right. What else we got? Anything else? No, you the man. No, you. Happy Columbus Day, right? I don't post videos. Spaces in the AM. Yeah. So if you guys are up at 6:30 a.m., I shall be there. TNA will be there, and other people will be there, and we'll just be like yip yapping, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah, blah 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 blah. Are you bullish on MSTY weekly for the NAV preservation? I mean, who says there's going to be NAV preservation, right? I don't care if they pay weekly or every 4 weeks or monthly. It doesn't matter to me, honestly. Monthly is okay. I don't want quarterly, though. Don't get me wrong. But, you know, weekly is awesome. I'm not going to disagree. I just didn't think it was needed, but since it's here, fine. I'll take it. You know, I'll gladly take it. Everyone loves to get paid weekly. All right. Love your videos. Thank you. Thank you, Lone and Yards. When are we going next? Where are we going? Bullish on sleep. Yes, that reminds me. Let's go to sleep. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. So I don't think I have anything else. Oh yeah, keyword. Duh. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you gotta say the freaking keyword. So what is the keyword? I have 1,231 of you. Someone's bound to have a keyword. Come on, Cletus. Come on, Cletus. That is a long keyword. Are you asking a question or giving a keyword? Did everything go weekly? Yes, except like Biggie, Soxy, and those suckers. What do we got? Cowbell, bro, Daily. We're all over the place here. Cowbell. That reminds me of the Will Ferrell song on Saturday Night Live. Money. Man, you guys aren't showing up with good keywords. Falcons. Fabulous. That is pretty funny. I don't know. You almost have Murney as your name. You know that? All right, I guess Fabulous Moolah. It doesn't make sense, but it's just funny because I can't do an impersonation of her. I can't. I mean, I don't know. So don't ask me to. I guess I'll have to update my wrestling impersonation skills for the future in case if I'm going to keep doing this. But anyway, if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you got to type in the keyword. And the keyword is the Fabulous Moolah. That's obviously a wrestler, a lady wrestler, one of the first really lady wrestlers. She's a legend, actually. Yeah, she came back and she was still wrestling, getting her ass kicked, and I don't know. But anyway, it's just random as hell, I know. But this whole freaking channel is random, so it works. So anyway, if you made it this far in the video, you got to type in the comments down below, the Fabulous Moolah. All right, anyway, I'm out of here. Let's get these kids to bed. Let's go to bed. Let's get our asses to work. I'll talk to some of you in the morning and maybe the rest of you tomorrow afternoon. All right. Have a good night, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. It's only a day away.